Hello and welcome to another episode of True Dungeon Talk with Trent. My name is Trent. I'm a big fan of True Dungeon and an avid collector of tokens. In today's episode, we're going to interview the man, the myth, the legend, the creator of True Dungeon, Jeff Martin. Rah! So without further ado, let's dive right in and introduce Jeff Martin. Rah! The crowd goes wild. Hello, Jeff, and welcome to the show.
Hello.
It's so good.
Thanks for having me. Having me.
It's wonderful to have you on the show. I see that you're in a different location. Let me cut over to this other shot here. I see lots of interesting things here. Do tell. First of all, where are you? Is this a secret location?
I'm at an undisclosed secret location that I cannot tell you about, but I can talk about what's behind me there, I guess, if you want.
Yes, please. So I see a giant Thor cover. Are you a fan of the comics known as Thor?
I was back in the day. Loved that comic. Read it since I was like 12, all the way up through college. So, yeah, awesome.
Wow. Now, what was it about Thor that you liked?
I don't know. I just found it at some other kid's house and thought it was just really cool. And I don't know. I don't know that far back, but I think it was just maybe it was the Shakespearean speech. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh,
maybe
okay.
It was really strong and cool. Who knows?
Did you ever picture yourself as a superhero, and if so, which superhero?
Underdog. He was cool.
What?
He was
Underdog?
Cool. Yeah, he got to fly around. He didn't have to wear pants either. That was pretty nice.
Oh my God! So not Superman with super strength or Thor, God of Thunder. None of that. Underdog. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now I see a map above your head there. What's going on with that map? What is that a map of?
That's from ancient AD&D. It's the village of Hamlet.
Oh no, that's
you can see it very well.
An adventure, right?
Yeah, one of the very first. A lot of campaigns back in the day were in the village of Hamlet because it was back then, back in the late 70s. It was the only kind of module out available that had any kind of like setting type thing. So it was cool. And then of course there's the player's handbook cover with a little gentleman sticking out there, Brian Kelly. He decided to break in and steal the gems, I think.
Yeah, that's cool. And I see a bunch of slot machines. Are you a slot machine collector?
No, I got one real slot machine. I got another one that dispenses lifesavers. That's over there. But yeah, I started collecting a little bit of these. They're called sales promotion items. I forgot the actual term, but these were used to trade stimulators, is what they're called. Yeah. Some of them are for like bubble gum and other things.
So, I see. Yep. So you put in like a nickel or a quarter or something, and you get something out.
Yeah, like the one over here. You could put a penny in and actually shoot the penny at this target. If you hit the target, you got your penny back, and you got a gumball. Otherwise, the gumball costs you a penny. So
wow! I'm sure many people wasted lots of pennies on that. Very cool. Well, thank you for letting us see your secret location, your bat cave there, and learning a little more about your childhood influences. It's very, very cool. All right. So for those of trade stimulators, John at True Dungeon. Speaking of that, hello to everyone who's watching. It's great to have you. Of course, as you know, if you have any questions, please throw them at us, and you can get your questions answered live from Jeff. Now, speaking of True Dungeon excitement, last month was Isle of Bone, the virtual True Dungeon. Yes. It was lots and lots of fun. Very scary. We got to meet a new NPC and also a new character that I think is rivaling Gibgub's fame, Francis. So where did Francis come from and this new NPC? I'm just wondering, how in the world are you coming up with this stuff, or who is coming up with this stuff?
I don't know. Just do whatever thinks fun. I don't know. I would figure she needed somebody to talk to instead of she didn't have access to I thought about a coconut, but that was too Tom Hanksy. So I went with a turtle. So yeah. But yeah, it was great. They did both Tiffany and uh, uh, Katrina did awesome as NPCs. They did amazing, and we were lucky to have them. So I think everybody had a
Right.
good time.
No, I think the NPCs have been amazing. And then next week, I'm very excited about the next one, Pain of Truce. We have we've struck a bargain in V9 with Barbuild, with Bad Eye Boggs, who's the Sea Orc captain. By the way, the funniest thing I've seen in any virtual or live True Dungeon, jumping through the window. The first time I saw that, I just died. I mean, I just thought that is the most hilarious thing ever. I assume you've heard people just rave about that, right?
He should have been there because there was no padding. It was just concrete floor back there. So,
Okay. So the actor and stunt professional training in me doesn't like that at all. So,
Plus we had one take because it broke the window and he went through. So you gotta nail it, John. You gotta nail it.
Well, that was my next question. Who was that? So that was John. That's the answer.
Yes, John is the crazy man. Who else would do that?
I don't know. I don't know who
Nobody else would.
what other crazy people you have there. So that was Bad Eye Boggs, the Sea Orc captain who jumped through the window. Now we met him again in V9. We struck a bargain, and our common enemy is Beard. And what can these beard things do?
They can suck your brain right out through your nose, just like a Wookalar.
Oh no!
They've got little barbs on the end of them, and they can grab onto you. So watch out for Beard. He's a mean dude.
All right, so that's next week. Get your tickets now at td.events if you haven't gotten those tickets yet. Pain of Truce, that doesn't sound like it's going to be a very non-painful event.
Yes.
So let's see. Bo says hi. David says hi. Bo said he would jump through. So if you need somebody to jump through something next time, Bo will do it. Snake Eyes says John is the man. I think we all agree. John is definitely the man. So that's Pain of Truce next week. And then next month is Fortune's Tide. Now that sounds like it might be fun. Sounds like there's a tide of fortune.
The word fortune. Yeah, I thought that would get your attention. Fortune in it.
Does that mean there's a treasure chest at the end?
Could be. Who knows? Could be. But yeah, it's a fitting conclusion to the whole dealio. So should be a lot of fun.
We are definitely looking forward to that, and those tickets are on sale now as well if you haven't gotten them. So that takes us into so let's see, that's May 20th to the 22nd, and then next up is June. June is SkullCon, which is Friday, June 17th and Saturday, June 18th. I'm sure, so we'll do a show next month where we'll focus mainly on SkullCon. And let's see, April. Yeah, so yeah, we'll do that next month. But is there anything you'd like to share with the group here about SkullCon?
Yeah, I mean, we can go into depth maybe next month, but this month I just wanted to thank everybody for getting everything registered, and now we know how many people are coming, which is a lot. We're going to try to see what we can do to figure out any other kind of activities that could be going on and try to manage everything. We did end up breaking it up into 2 days because there were so many people coming, and we wanted to make sure that we were able to get everybody a chance to play. But one of the cool parts, dun dun dun.
Oh, is this the show and tell part?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Here we go. Breaking news. We got some breaking news. Show and tell. Jeff is going to do some show and tell. I don't even know what this is yet. We're about to find out.
Yes. So we decided to up our game on the random treasure because we know we've got a bunch of random treasure to distribute at at SkullCon. There'll be a lot of people with maxed out treasure, and then going to Gen Con, we're gonna have a bunch of pirate maps that people want to turn in, both at SkullCon and at Gen Con. You can do them both there. So we've decided to up our game, and we've now got away from the clear stuff, and we went with this opaque, shiny gold stuff. See it probably better that way. So this stuff is that real thick mylar stuff. Like the top of a champagne bottle or a NyQuil bottle, a medicine bottle. So, and some of them Some of them do, some of them don't, but they will in the future have perforations built in, so it's a little easier to open. But from now on, that's how, after SkullCon and beyond, we're going to do all our 20 packs like this of treasure. So it'll be really cool. They'll always have gold on the top and bottom so that it doesn't give anything away what's inside. So, but now, yeah, it's just going to be a really awesome little gold pack for your treasure.
I see. Now, the obvious next question would be, what was the goal there? Why change the outside?
Well, it's kind of cool that one thing, it looks cooler. I always like cooler's
okay.
better. Second is its security. Like, we can't tell what's in there. Nobody can tell what's in there. So if we're gonna go to Gen Con and we're gonna have people pull stuff out and, like, hey, here's 100 pirate maps. I want or 10 pirate maps. I want 100 ships. We can just have them pick these up that's sitting on the table because they all look exactly the same. Instead of having to do something with bags and reaching in or something, this is just a lot more secure and a lot more fun because it's all these look the same. We don't have to worry about, there could be an orange one below here. And
right. Now, so that mean, do you think you're going to have them out on the table and that we'll just grab them?
Yeah, we'll do something like that. So it's a lot, it's fast. It's fast that way. And it's more fun when you've got you're just like, oh, this one and then that one. People like to randomly pick stuff out. So it'll be more fun
it sounds like rolling the dice. I love letting the dice determine what I do.
Sure.
Sometimes if I'm sharing treasure with a group or with friends, I get everything mailed to me, and then I stack them all up. Now, of course, I can see where there's some browns and this and et cetera. So what I'll do is I'll stack them all tight together, and at the top will all be gold. And then I'll have my wife. I'll say, Jen, just grab 3 of these, and then that's going to the 3 people. And some of them have been lucky draws. I let fate do it. So I sometimes use my wife as a dice roller. I love you, honey.
Nice.
Thank you for being my dice roller. Well, that's very, very cool. Thank you for sharing that cool information. I love to have breaking news on the show, so thank you for that, Jeff. And that will be at SkullCon. Did I get that right?
Yes, at SkullCon. They will
SkullCon
premiere there
and beyond.
Beyond, yeah. Even virtual stuff will be that after, whatever we do after that.
Awesome. And speaking of virtual, SkullCon is Friday and Saturday, and for the patron people who are going to SkullCon, the patron runs are on Saturday, June 18th, and only Saturday. Is that right?
Yeah, on Saturday night. Yep. They're only
Saturday night specifically. Is there a particular start time? Do you have that yet?
Yeah, Lori did all that. I think it was around 6:30, something like that. And those have been put up there already. That way we'll give everybody a chance to run through during the day, the normal SkullCon adventure, and then they can get a little bit of break for volunteers, and then they can run the patron event.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's SkullCon is Friday and Saturday. The patron runs are Saturday night. Sounds like it might be 6:30. And for the patrons who are unable to make it or who could make it, there's also, you're still planning to do a virtual patron run in early October, and that's still planned, right?
Yep.
All right,
correct.
Great.
Yep.
And then for the remainder of the year, we've got Gen Con in August from the 4th to the 7th. PAX West, September 2nd through the 4th.
That's still a maybe, unfortunately.
So that's a maybe. Okay.
Yeah, there's a huge expansion going on there with the convention center, and it was supposed to be done by May, but it's behind schedule because of COVID. So space is kind of a premium this year, they said. So we're not sure if we're going to go or not. We got to kind of wait. They wanted to wait till May to kind of sort it out and see where everything is. So we'll know probably by the end of May, and we'll make an announcement. If we're not going this year, we'll definitely try to go the next year. It's just a space issue because of the construction going on.
Got it. Yeah, PAX West is very cool. If you haven't been, I highly recommend it. Yep. And then GameCon, the con where all the games are. GameholeCon is in October from the 20th to the 23rd. Yep. Let me jump to some questions here. Snake Eyes, he would like to know, will we get to use our Ring of Wonder powers in these last 2 VTD runs?
Hmm. I'll have to talk to Drugar about that.
Okay.
It's a worthy question, but I can't answer it right now.
All right, no
Sorry.
problem. Someone named Chad Delp, who I should probably ban from this chat.
Yeah.
He says nice, and I think he's referring to the tokens.
Nice.
Mr. Timothy says, I like the mystery of the gold packs, and I hope they survive the postal service better. Okay, yeah. So I like the mystery as well. Bo says to prolong the suspense. Yes, I agree. David says it's a good idea. Chad says 6-ish for the patrons, so we'll see. And then David says patron runs start at 7 p.m. on Saturday. So there's your answer. It's 6:30 or 7.
7.
You heard it here first. It's one of those. Chad says 6:30 is when coaching starts. First run is at 7 p.m. So it's definitely one of those. So if anyone else has any questions, please shoot them into the live chat. And I have a handful of questions, and then we have submitted questions as well. All right. So for those of you who are on the forums, you've noticed that we just went through, and I think we're done with the 2023 token design. How has the token design process been for you? And I'll break it over to a single shot of you.
Cool. Well, it's been typical. It's usually I always seem to be in a rush, unfortunately. But it started about a month ago, and with some pre-planning, and then jumped right into the token design thing. We got it. We had to go a little earlier again this year. Normally, back in the day, we would do this in like September or October. But we were having to get earlier and earlier because of production issues and all that kind of thing. But it went really well online. I got a lot of really good feedback, and they helped me weed out all the dumb ideas and make some better ones.
The dumb ideas.
All out. Oh, there's plenty of them, but it's sort of like what do you want to call that? A creative problem solving session, just brainstorming some of the ideas I just throw out there and just to see what other ideas they can spark. I know they're kind of weird, but hopefully they spark some cool stuff, and they do occasionally. Sometimes it just makes me look kind of lame, but I'll take it because usually it comes up with something good that way.
Now, this makes me think of 2003, which is when you had your first tokens in. And if I remember what I've read, you didn't think that they would take off and be their own entity. You know, it's a collectors go crazy. I mean, I have a shelf full of them back here, and a lot of collectors go nuts over them. We have the collectors website. So it's to me, it's a separate game. You know, it's a game we can play in between the conventions, trading with people. I just absolutely love it. So in 2003, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you're glad. In 2003, who came up with all those ideas, all the token ideas? Who was that? Is that you?
Yeah. I mean, back then it was just it was pretty much just me, and I didn't have a nice group of collectors. We didn't have any collectors or any, it was just put on by some friends and I, and we had a few people from India, like Abe Radke and just Dustin was his name, from Iowa. I've never seen him since, but I always remember him because he was like the first guy that I'd never met that said, "Sure, I'll help." That's cool. That sounds like a cool idea.
Oh, wow. And then he never came back again. You ruined him.
Yeah. We ruined him. Couldn't get any better. His Gen Con had peaked. So.
Yeah. Now, so when did you start involving the community in the token design?
Well, it was pretty early. I don't know if I was smart enough to ask for the help, or the community was smart enough to say, "Jeff, you need our help." I would assume the latter. So it was probably more like it just happened organically. Where people are like, "Hey, it's time for new tokens, Jeff. Here's some ideas," and I'm sure that's how it got started. I'm sure it was a spontaneous thing that just people that were passionate about the game, and they had some cool ideas they wanted to share.
And then but somewhere between then and now, yearly, you first post in the Lord and Ladies. And for those of you who don't know what that is, once you hit level 5, the person hit level 5, you have access to the Lord and Ladies forum, where some things like this will show up. So that's what you do every year now. You post there, goes through a few phases, then you open it up to the public who might not be level 5 yet. Wow, it's pretty amazing. Let's see if we have any questions here. Snake Eyes, so it sounds like he wants to... So 10 p.m. trivia and songs on Saturday night. So that's what Snake Eyes is proposing. Gilstrife says, going to buy me them boots. I guess that's one of the new tokens. Yeah. Chad says, well, I did not see finals sent to printers for real final post. Do you have an upcoming real final post anytime soon?
Hopefully later today. I ended up taking a couple of pictures today to swap out some of the art I wasn't super happy with when I finally saw I printed some out in good quality at the local print shop and saw them at actual size. So I got to swap out a few things, but yeah, it should be later today or tomorrow.
Do you have a favorite token, or is that kind of a ridiculous question for someone in your position? For next year? For 2023?
Yeah. That's a good question. And there's so many. Probably a favorite. I don't know. I think there's a one called a tome that it's a tome of useful scrolls that basically should be interesting. See what it does. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It's cool. I think it'd just be nice to have a little bit of ability to do adapt. It should make scrolls a little more interesting and used. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay, cool. How about Chad wants to know, how about your favorite all-time token? Speaking of that, people in the chat, what is your favorite token? I'll tell you mine.
Yeah, mine probably is a +5 cherry bomb or whatever it was.
Averons.
+5 cherry of Averons or something. Averons +5 cherry, because that was Avery designed and when she was young and just handed it to me and said you should do this token. So of course,
oh my god, that's awesome. Yeah, I like those. There's one of them is you get to do Rage Again. I love those Averons tokens because I think she plays Barbarian and I play Barbarian. All right, so last year, this year 2022, this is one of my favorite tokens.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, dun, 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 the totem of... Wait, actually, let's do it. Let's give it some good love here. The totem of heroism. Yeah. Cool. So that's very, very cool token. Character gains +1 level. That was not easy to get. My friends and I, we pulled ours together. This is definitely a token where you need to get a group of people to come together to get. Sure. It's like a 3% or a hair under that drop percentage. So my buddy Dave, Edwin, and Mongo, we all came together, and we're sharing these. And this is the first one, and I'm thankful for them. So that's one of my favorites. And of course, it's an easy favorite for my favorite of all time, the Ring of Three Wishes, which was gifted to me. So that's an amazing token, from Gary. So that's just an amazing gift. So let's see what we have here. Mr. Timothy says the Ring of Ringing. A little alliteration there. Yeah. Gilstrife says the first legendary transmute Ava's +5 Holy Sword. Yeah, your first was always your favorite. Mine was my first legendary was the Death Cleaver. Jeff, I don't know if you know this. In 2016, I went to TrueDungeon.com, bought a +2 Death Cleaver, and then did a little reading. And then, like right away, I figured out, you can make a +3. So then I started to buy more tokens to the +3, and then the rest is history. Snake Eyes, the +2 Sling Bullet of Gazebo Slaying. That one is awesome. That is a very cool completion token. Chad says the Halfling Toe Ring, which is an artisan token. Yep, that's a great one. So yeah, very, very cool. All right, so speaking of the totem of heroism, that is made with 40 tinkering components from Virtual True Dungeon. The last scheduled Virtual True Dungeon is right here. Let's see here. Next month, May 20th to 22nd. Are there any plans to do more Virtual True Dungeon later this year?
Yes. We have decided. Yes.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I have to... Wow, you said yes!
Yes, but don't get too excited. Okay. So, so, and the reason I can't really say much exactly is a lot of it depends on what happens with PAX West. But we have a rough plan that we made a week or so ago on the board. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and rerun the current, V7 through 11. But we're going to change one room so that it's a little interesting to play again. And
got it.
We'll probably improve a few things from the first couple modules, a little bit more than that. But yeah, should be a lot of fun, and we'll have the same treasure, same everything. And I think we'll be able to get all the NPCs back that we had before, so it should all be good. It should all alive people, hopefully.
So, if you do PAX West, are you not going to redo 7 on?
No, it's just when we would do them. So it's just kind of
when you would
planning
start
around that. Yeah, like I don't want to say anything. We're going to be in, we're going to start this month or that month.
Mm-hmm.
Or we got to wait till PAX West gets a little more solidified.
So once you figure out what's up with PAX West, you are thinking of starting over with 7 through 11, changing a room and tweaking for replayability.
Yeah. Thanks for all the feedback on the forums about that. I was glad to see that people wanted to keep playing, and we like putting them on. It's great I really like the fact that we're trying to give a true dungeon experience every month if we can. Just
for sure.
Keep having fun and keeping them the community connected instead, or once a year back in the day. Now it's once a month. It's really great to do that.
Yeah, I know. When I first started, it was once a year. But yeah, it's amazing now. Wow, I think that's some breaking news for sure. Let's see here. And Gilstripe says his second favorite is the Silver Nugget due to being gifted me on my first time volunteering. Oh, yeah, that's great. Mr. Timothy says more chances to play Plunder. Chad says Saylays, I'm probably saying that wrong, +2 Sundering Cetus is probably my least favorite. Why? It's a cool looking
Chandler's
token.
Gonna be mad.
I like the design of that token. I think that it's like a silver thing. That's a cool. Wow. So that means if you are going to kind of do a redo of 7 through 11 with tweaks, I assume that means there'll be tinkering components in there. Is that right?
Yeah, the treasure will stay the same. That same treasure will be what you draw in at Gen Con and Game Hole Con and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, the treasure stays the same throughout the whole year.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah. So Jeff says, "Damn you, Chad." I'm with you, Jeff. I like that token too. So, all right. So if anyone has any questions, please send them in the chat. We're going to wrap up with a couple of more questions. All right. So I had some pre-submitted questions. Here we go. Spell books. They've been deferred for the past 2 years. Are we any closer to seeing them? Question.
I hope so. I really want to get the character designs redone. So there's a temptation to try to upgrade or fix classes sometimes with tokens when it should really just be done, on the character card. So I just seem like Spellbook's one of those things that we should try to do there, and other classes need that kind of thing. I'm going to try, hopefully, get to it this fall. Of course, it's going to be a big thing on the forums and get everybody's feedback, what they want to see, and how we do it. So when that happens, that's when I want to hit the spellbook thing and see how that goes.
Okay, so there's a follow-up to that. Have you thought about doing books for every class? Clerics could have prayer books, bards, songbooks or poems, barbarians, maybe not. Maybe they could be picture books because they can't read. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, we can see what the community thinks. I like it as just an additional way to kind of, give your character some kind of flavor that you want. There could be some kind of back in the first edition D&D, there were a lot of magical books that anybody could use. There's actually a spell book called the Book of Infinite Spells. Anybody could use it, and it was a little different, but anyway, yeah. And a lot of scrolls back then anybody could use as well. So a lot of protection scrolls, but we'll see how it goes. I'm open to the idea, as long as it can be done where people are, allowing them to tweak their character and give it a little bit of a flavor thing. I think that's good.
Now, you mentioned first edition D&D. My buddy Bo, he's a tactician and a collector of books and a huge fan of D&D and the Tome of Knowledge. He's a wealth of D&D knowledge.